Now, relationship between Faraday Avogadro number and charge on an electron. F is equal to NaE. Last section of the syllabus in electrochemistry, the relationship and the assignment based on that. That is, Faraday's second law of electrolysis implies that the same quantity of electricity can liberate chemically equivalent amount of all substances. Let us find the quantity of electricity required to liberate one equivalent of any substance during electrolysis. According to the first law of electrolysis, we already know that capital W, that is the amount of the substance liberated, is equal to Z into I into T, or Z is equal to W by IT, equation number 1. We know that E is equal to F into Z, equation number 2. Substituting the value of Z in the equation number 1, that is Z is equal to, from this equation we derive Z is equal to W by IT. Substitute the value, Z is equal to F into W by IT, equation number 3. But I into T is equal to Faraday. If it is 1 Faraday, Z is equal to F into W by F. That is, F and F can be cancelled. Z is equal to W, or W is equal to Z. Thus, on passing a charge equal to 1 Faraday, that is 96,500 coulombs, in the solution of an electrolyte, the amount of the substance liberated is equal to its equivalent mass. Hence, it may be concluded that the quantity of electricity required to liberate 1 equivalent of any substance is 1 Faraday. Fill in the blank question. In order to liberate 1 equivalent, how much electricity should be passed? 1 equivalent of any substance can liberate at a particular electrode only when the corresponding species either gain or lose 1 mole of electron, as shown below. If A plus aqueous accepts 1 electron and get converted to A, that is reduction, or B minus aqueous converted into B with the liberation of 1 electron, that is oxidation at the anode. Since 1 equivalent of any substance requires 1 Faraday of electricity to get liberated at a particular electrode, 1 Faraday must be the charge carried by 1 mole of electron. That is, 1 Faraday is equal to, what is 1 Faraday? 1 Faraday is equal to charge carried by 1 mole of electron, which is equal to charge carried by 1 electron into the Avogadro number. You already know the Avogadro number is 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23. Therefore, you know the charge. If the charge of the electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19, you calculate the value, whether you are getting 96,500. This value approximately comes 96,472. You also please calculate and see whether you are getting this value. Hence, this approximately converted into 96,500. That is how we are getting 96,500. That is why in the syllabus it is specifically mentioned the relationship between Faraday and the Avogadro number and the charge. If an electrode reaction involves n moles of electron, the total quantity of electricity Q involved in the reaction is given by, this is one of the most important equation to do the application level question. Q is equal to N into F. Thus, knowing the moles of the electron involved in the electrode reaction, the quantity of the electricity required for the reaction can be determined. Further, the mass of the substance produced in the reaction can be calculated with the help of the Faraday's first law of electrolysis. Some examples are given below. In the electrode reaction, Na plus E giving Na. 1 mole of Na plus, that is 1 equivalent, requires 1 mole of electron to get reduced. Hence, the quantity of electricity needed for the reduction can be calculated as 1F. That means if 1 mole of electron, 1F. If 2 moles of electron, 2F. If 3 moles of electron, 3F. That is what it says. In the electrode reaction, Cu2 plus accepts 2 electron, getting converted to copper solid. The quantity of electricity is 2F because it is 2 moles. Now 3. In the electrode reaction, Al3 plus accepts 3 electron, get converted into aluminum solid. The quantity of electricity required is 3F. Based on this, please do the assignment. How much charge is required for each of the following reduction process? The answers are given in the textbook. Please refer this MnO4. You have to find out the oxidation state of Mn and see that to convert it into Mn2 plus, how much electrons are required. This is only something different. Therefore, first find out the oxidation state and see how many electrons are required to make it O minus and see whether you are getting the same answer what is given in the text. That completes the electrochemistry. Next we start chemical kinetics after your holidays.